Severed head.
Yeah.
You know, like, all right, we're live, by the way.
Oh. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's hold on. Ooh, hey. Thank you, Ballast, who you're here. Haha. Yowza. Let me scream. Yeah, there goes the announcements. Bada bing, bada boom. Let me take a swig of my root beer.
Oh, you know what? Since we're doing this, hey, I'm gonna make my luck roll. Hey, Zanza, do you want to make a luck roll, Mr. Man of the Hour? Oh shit, I got a good luck roll.
That's ominous.
Yeah, sure. I'll make a luck roll. Well, let's see. Wow. I wonder. Oh, that's actually decent.
Yo!
Yeah. Wow.
LMAO Kakapo, you're not in this. Yours doesn't count. Fuck you.
You're not real.
You don't exist. You're not in this episode.
God, that bit's so good. Anyway, hey everybody, and welcome back to another iteration of DBA Downtimes, a spin-off / offshoot of our weekly... Hold on. Alright, root beer...
Oh God.
Root beer indeed. Holy shit. I can't believe Soleil needs to go through Reincarnation now.
Yep. Kind of depressing. I'm gonna miss Soleil. Remember when Soleil?
Damn, dude. I remember.
The funny thing, she definitely can't hear us.
Yeah, you know. Is it just me or is Roll20's like fucking chat bar like slightly off? Okay, so can hear us. Yo! I'm gonna fucking refresh to see if that fixes Roll20 being a piece of shit. Well, we still cannot hear you, Soleil, so as I said, I'm refreshing. I don't know if it's your mic again or if something else. Just, yeah. Okay, so chat can also hear us, but they can also not hear you as well. So it is 100% on your side to confirm. As a note as well, according to Bell. Very interesting, I guess, to say as well, if that's the case. Let me change my dice color as well. Take all the time you need. Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna play this game, right? That I do sometimes, called Destruction Bench Agreement.
Yo, that sounds sick. Not gonna fucking lie.
Yeah.
Also, your token is in the northern section of this map. If you can confirm that you have control of it and all that, has the right stats, etc.
I can indeed.
Alright, just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Because you know Roll20 do be stupid on occasion.
Oh, do it.
Probably should have written down the vague narration I want to do for this, but you know, we'll do it live. Hello, Soleil! Yo!
Yay, I should be audible now. I was really hoping that, this, wouldn't be a problem with the new mic, but it seems like it's more of a Streamlabs issue. Hooray! Alright, well, in that case, hopefully it's not too big of a problem, but, in the case that it is,
Bell can hear you.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's not too big of a problem too frequently, and if it is, oh well, I'll see what I can do. But anyway, as I was saying, this is DBA Downtimes. Spin-off of our Destruction Bench Agreement tabletop game in the anime campaign or Epithet System, where, the premise of that is that there is an organization known as the Destruction Bench Agreement, which, at this point, often finds themselves getting involved in worldly and otherworldly scenarios. And it's televised at the same time. And as this is a TTRPG role-playing game, the roleplay story aspect of it is pretty important. And while the sessions themselves are usually, an adventure of some kind, some event that's occurring that needs to be dealt with in that proper way that's also televised within the universe, point of Downtimes is to have roleplay that's not necessarily, shown on the silver screen of what have you. Not in that way. And characters either simply interacting and having, talks outside of the main thing, role-playing, or maybe there's an important event that is not occurring during the confines of one of DBA's episodes. It's part of our little side thing. Sometimes lore things happen here, sometimes it's whatever. I know I'm going off my script of my usual downtime thing, but I don't care. This time is a short story specifically of Downtimes, which is a little subsection of them, which is the more specific character lore / specific event thing happening more so than a bunch of characters just standing around talking. This is the 50th short story, actually. Yeah.
That's 5 times 10.
Well, yeah, that is true. That it is an interval of 10, so on brand, I suppose. With that being said, let's introduce the main people running and doing this. We got Ballast.
Hello, I am Ballast. I am the GM and otherwise interpreter of the scenario for today. And I think it'll be fun, generally speaking, for all involved parties.
Yeah. And then we've got the main man this time around, Zanza.
Yes, hello. It is me. I'm Zanza. I'm here. Hi.
Hey.
It is my character that has died and reincarnated and is going to be doing things.
Yeah. So there's all that. I'm also here for no reason at all. I'm streaming, as if it wasn't evident by all the mic issues in the very beginning of this. But if there's any problems, stream-wise, let me know. I'll do my best to fix them. If you're new around here, you're enjoying yourself, and you want to know when, where, how, why, you can catch up with more of the things we're doing here on this Twitch channel. Whether it's more DBA-related things, other tabletop games, anything else for that matter, make sure to join our Discord server. Fine Dining, yo! There's the link! Whoa! Go there, get notified when we're going live. Keep up with stuff. Post any memes and fan art related to the streams we do that we can show off at the end. It's community Discord, so go there if you want to know what's happening. And of course, follow and sub to the channel if you haven't already. That also keeps you in the loop and helps out a lot on all fronts. But with that being said, unless I'm forgetting something, which I very well may be, considering the little mix-up I had at the very beginning there, are we all good to go? What's up? What's going on?
Pretty sure we're good to go, in which case I will start with some flavor, some touches, if you would be so inclined to allow me.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, this is a continuation from a DBA exam from a couple months back, in which Donovan and Gordon had some people go through an exam, with the capstone to it being is that this old man, known as the Betrayed, had managed to guess one of the epithets of 10 spirits that are attached to him that had killed him a long time ago. And in doing so, he had a spark of, was it memory? Was it something greater? He wasn't sure, but he needed to follow it through, as it were. And so he needed to fight somebody to really get a grasp for what it was that he was feeling. And upon doing so, he afterwards, after that fight, was defeated. And in the way that the outclass worked, he chose to die. And in that moment, after the events of the fight, he, for the very first time in a long time, felt truly at peace. And in the current moment, which was not too long afterwards, he finds himself... Is it asleep? Is he daydreaming? He's not fully sure. It's been a while since he's thought of things in this way. If there's any sort of commentary you want to have him mumble to himself as he is in a sort of like trance-like pseudo wandering through in that garden that you remembered seeing in that, and that you went to in that exam. If you want to Zanza, and then we can continue.
What about the garden, sorry?
It just he's kind of like in a weird like dream about being in there and reminiscing about that as currently the situation for him, at least.
The betrayed is sort of walking around in that garden. Once again, he looks down and sees what appear to be 10 swords all stabbed through his back, coming out of his chest. Although the feeling of pain and fatigue is all vague within the dream, of course, as he feels himself stumble towards that little dock, and he sees a blade floating above the water, seemingly gleaming with a light, as a sort of strange, almost angelic kind of fish figure appears behind it, holding it while its hair sort of flows in the wind, as the betrayed feels himself collapse upon the dock in his own sort of cold blood.
Mm-hmm. And on the note of the cold, the betrayed feels a shock as, man, he's fucking cold! Give me a second. I don't know if you had checked the name of the other track, but it was a serenity of waking up to old days, but this one is not that. As the betrayed, you feel around, you seem to be in some sort of box!
Of course. The betrayed rolls out of the box. Cold gets up, stretches, like walking backwards as he stretches, bumping his head against this wall. Fuck it. As he walks over, sees this fire, and sort of puts his hands towards it in an attempt to warm himself up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's fire. It do be warming you up a bit. And as you're warming your hands up, you feel it. That power that you had a moment ago, the power that you took, you still have it. This is something new. This is something interesting to say.
The betrayed sort of looks at himself, almost sort of flexing sparks in his power, as for the first time in 200 plus years, I'm saying 200 because the fucking track name is put that in my head.
Yeah. I mean, it's over 200 years, so yeah. No, yeah.
For the first time in over 200 years, he's woken up and something's been different, as opposed to being a blur of meaningless nonsense. He backs up and sort of remembers the events of the previous day that he was alive, and sort of reaches out and pulls from the ether a red robe. Wait a second. Sort of looks at it, almost in a little bit of disbelief that this ancient artifact is not only in his hands, but he swears he can almost remember what it means to him. He sort of almost like tightens his grip into a fist, balling up the robe in his hand, as the betrayed, for the first time in a long time, is filled with purpose. He throws the robe on, looks around, and thinks to himself, I finally know what it is I got to do. Sword thing, come to me! He sort of extends an arm and attempts to summon the Excellence Blade from wherever Future hit it.
Mm-hmm. And within a half a second, maybe even less than that, the weight of a proper sword, not a figment created by this curse that you've been forced with for several hundred years, is properly in your hands, and it feels fucking comfortable, to be honest.
He sort of twirls the blade in his hand, sheathes it, and hooks it to a clip on the side of the robe, which he's of course wearing with one sort of shoulder barely loosely tied around him, not at all the proper way that he remembered his old friend Rend wearing it. He will use this item, but he will not show it the respect that it does not deserve. As he sort of begins to walk around, trying to figure out where the fuck he is.
The alleyway continues on this way, but I don't have more map prepared. So you seem to be in the back of an alleyway, to your understanding, and this I don't know. Give me a roll for the betrayed, considering I can't really give you an easy judgment on this, considering you're the betrayed. You can't be sure, but you think, this is probably a restaurant store or something. There's food in the trash can, etc. If you had to assume.
The betrayed is hungry.
The door is locked. You hear some hustle and bustle from the inside. Well, listen, Pete, listen. I can give you your food in a minute. I've got fucking customers today of all days. I never get fucking customers, Pete. If you don't want me to kick your shins in, leave me the fuck alone for 5 minutes.
I'm trying to think about how the betrayed would respond to that. He's used to people just sort of screaming at him and kicking him out of places as like, crazy old man. And today he decides that maybe he doesn't want to deal with that. He remembers that when he was at a certain tall, like strong green man's house, he got food. So maybe it would be best to look for wherever he is. Then remembering, he attempts to sort of sense his location with X shadows of days past, but of course, that power is no longer available to him. His epithet having regressed back to an earlier state.
So it would seem.
Yep.
Let's see. Alright. Are you still loading back in, Soleil?
Yeah, I'm in now.
Okay. Yeah, just feel free whenever.
Okay. When there's no specific cue. All right.
Yeah, no, it's literally just effectively it's whenever, like, he would kind of be, like, in a weird, hazy state, but it's whenever he would choose to. This is entirely, the way this works is you control it, not me.
In which case, now that I understand the scope of these mechanics, right? As the betrayed, you know, hears the hustle and bustle within that restaurant, and is like, ugh, not today. Sort of stumbles back. Around the same time, the best way I could probably describe the exact feeling of what the betrayed may feel in some case is as he's standing there pondering, there would be a welling up of, I guess, a strange aura, an aura of confidence, one could say. Something of which you're not sure it's you're feeling good about something, or it's one of those, someone's mood is infectious, right? Or you're looking at someone and it's like, man, that guy sure is something, right? He's going to his own thing. There's some weird, not joy, a little bit more of an egotistical version of joy around that soon shimmers and wavers at a singular moment, and when that moment stops for that split second, directly adjacent to the betrayed, a figure would manifest, first as a gold little orb, like a spark that in a moment fully extends and morphs into the figure of a person. Let me grab. As this guy would appear right next to the betrayed, and as he does, like, even he seems like he's a little taken off guard, right? He's still standing completely upright. It's not like an immediate, like, jump step back, but there's a brief flinch, a moment that a hair twitches or something like that, as he looks. Where the...
And the betrayed, as you are filled with whatever emotion you think you are filled with, you get a dreaded piece of insight as to the power you have just used.
No.
He looks around for a second, doesn't immediately, like, recognize where he is, but there is one thing he recognizes. His eyes dilate as he stares down this old man in front of him, right? Alright, sir. I don't know where you happen to get that, but reaches to grab the robe right off the betrayed's body. His hand phases right through, like, dot, above his head, tries again. Who the hell are you? An old man?
I don't know who I am, but I'm going to destroy everything about you. Yeah, and he's gonna take the sword and try and swing it. It obviously cleaves directly through you.
Yeah.
As an aside, lobotomy doctor, to answer, the text is, if the betrayed chooses, because the way that the betrayed's outclass works is that at the start of his turns, he rolls a d10, and he can use the sheet of that member of the Almighty 10, the people that betrayed him in the first place. And if he dies when he uses this, he gets to keep the power that he died while he had. If he chooses to do this, of course, when he comes back to life, the power that brings him back and gives him that power also brings enough of that person back, effectively, to be a real ghost that's haunting him. TLDR. To continue.
Yeah, as the betrayed slashes through his ghostly form, it warbles and waves right through it. And actually, the robe enough was enough of an offense. Looks, my sword, too? Reaches to his side to presumably try and grab it. Does he have it, or is it gone? Does he have a ghostly version?
No, because the thing is, the Betrayed using the epithet created the ghostly version, so you wouldn't even have that one either, I'm gonna say.
How? like almost as if he's like sissy fighting goes for the sword multiple times. One swipe, another one as his hands just keep phasing through it. Wait. Hold on a moment. He paces back and forth. Old man. Just thinking to myself, why would an old man such as you have suddenly gained all of my precious artifacts that I can no longer handle by my own self? And the only thing I can come to... Yeah?
While you're thinking that, the Betrayed mumbles to himself, if real sword doesn't kill ghost, ghost sword kill ghost! And he pulls out one of his other blades. And of course he rolls really well on that one.
I'll say for the sake of it, like, it mostly doesn't work, but, like, the excellent, like, you got a scratch on you. It's not, like, bleeding or anything, but it stings a little.
He feels it, right? He feels the sting of a sword. That technique. As he stares the Betrayed down. Alright, geezer. Tell me, what year is it?
Fuck.
Puts his hands on his hips as his face doesn't fall from a smirk, but slightly lowers. How old are you?
Like, he looks to his fingers for a second. I got nothing.
Crosses arms, face falls to now a neutral expression. Where are we?
The Betrayed is just...
Seemingly to cut through that comment, are you in fucking Puppet Pete's territories where you are? Get the fuck out of my alley!
Huh? Hey, do you know who you're talking to?
I'm talking to someone in Puppet Pete's territory! And you don't want to be in Puppet Pete's territory! You look down. He has a small puppet of himself. Yeah, you don't want to be in that territory! Get the fuck out of here!
Look at this. Yeah, look at this guy.
Oh, fuck, this one's pretty strong.
Pretty strong. Look at this guy, geezer. Puppet Pete. Clearly he's never heard of me. Well, unfortunately for you, I do believe that me and the old man over here are in the middle of a conversation, so if you'll give us the time of day to finish that up real quick.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah! Pete's a pretty good guy! He'll kick your ass later!
Understood, understood. We'll see how that one goes.
Easy, little Pete. I will be beating the shit out of them, but we might be able to solve this peacefully, you know.
Yeah. Now...
He takes a step back.
Yeah, please, some privacy. This is kind of important business here.
This is my alley. Privacy is in other alleys.
Whatever, fine. He then slumps
over. Where's Privacy Alley?
I don't know what Privacy Alley is. That sounds like a good after the pizza joint, I might need to find that and claim that as Puppet Pete's too.
Well, considering the fact that I've never heard of a Puppet Pete's before, I know we're not in my area over there. And, presumably, considering looks around...
Wait a second, you haven't heard of Puppet Pete before?
Never.
I am offended. I'm the highest ranked, unranked, unofficial, completely outside of the normal society member of all of the homeless people in Fight City. I take that as a personal offense.
Fight City?
Yes. The city of fighting. Yeah. Even if I have no money or public goods or home, I believe in my civic duty, and so Puppet Pete is a very good homeless fighter. Yes.
Oh, this man's an upstanding citizen, it seems.
Yeah, he even pays his taxes. And homeless people don't have money to tax. Easy, little Pete.
Well, fine. Whatever. We can find... anything. Fight City, never heard of this. Alright, definitely out of the woods. I'd love to explore around this place later, but we need to find my bearings first. So... I'm assuming, right, considering circumstances, there, even within this alleyway, there's probably, like, forms of architecture that, the Excellent has like, never seen anything quite like it before.
Like, the thing is, you've seen some pretty out-there architecture in your time, considering you traveled the entire world, like, out of all of them the most. But also, like, this is literally a skyscraper right here.
Right. This place, this Fight City... truly out of this world. Never been somewhere quite like that.
No, Fight City's on this world. Puppet Pete was always born on Earth. He remembers being abducted by the aliens, though.
Alright, so no strange interplanetary whatever, or whatever. Turns over to, back to the Betrayed at this point, kind of like ignoring Puppet Pete as,
Well, Pete was from the space.
as
he... shit you wouldn't believe.
As he sort of, like, half, like... not, like, full slouches over, right? But a little bit as he's kind of, like, looking over the Betrayed.
Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing.
Yeah. Looking over the Betrayed, his clothes. Both his clothes and, his clothes, as in the Excellence, which the Betrayed now have. His other
that
possessions.
Is wearing with very little respect.
Yeah, very little respect. He grimaces a little bit as he's watching it droop. Fine, okay. So... I can make a couple of assumptions here, considering what I was, thanks for a moment, just doing before this happened.
As you're saying this, Little Pete, and I explicitly mean Little Pete, slams the fucking door. Hey, John, where's the fucking pizza? I told you, Pete. Give me 5 minutes. You ain't tell me nothing, old man. But fine.
Oh.
He steps back again.
So, let's keep establishing some things here, Mr... What is your name?
I told you. I don't know.
Right.
But I know who you are, I think.
You think? Well, at least someone here recognizes me. Who do you think I am? I'm curious.
You're that piece of shit pretty boy.
Well, I agree with half of that statement.
He does agree. He is a pretty boy.
Yeah, exactly. See, I agree with half of that statement. That's not very specific, but... I'm gonna give the Excellent a roll to see,
And you roll with d20s, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Puts a,
Of course,
like,
you roll with d20s.
Yeah, of course. Takes his, takes a hand, balls his other into a fist, does a little motion. Right, bingo. So, out of curiosity, if this does not apply to you, ignore anything that you hear here. This is, I've heard many old wives' tales traveling around the world and what have you, and I just want to see if this applies to someone that I believe may or may not match your description. Do you happen to recall ever being involved with or hearing about, let's say, a group of around 11 or so people, swordsmen, swordswomen, sword masters?
My enemies.
Oh, your enemies. You didn't like them, right? Is there a reason you're not a big fan of them?
Oh, I liked them. I liked them at one point. I gave them everything.
Something changed?
Yeah, they betrayed me.
Betrayed you, right.
And now, I'm going to take absolutely everything that you and the rest of them have built, and I'm gonna take it for myself, rightfully.
Oh.
Yeah, speaking of a rightful taking, you stealing Puppet Pete's alleyway.
Again, conversation. Can we finish this up? Just give us the time of day, please. So, in that case, you're a little bit more lucid than you let on. He crosses his arms. In which case, I know you don't know, but how old are you? What? This is like, if you are the same, you're like way older.
Did you not even know what you did to me?
Oh, we knew. We knew what we were doing.
Did you think eternity had some kind of expiration date then?
Not eternity.
Have you seen my liver?
No.
The years of damage!
Listen here, pal. I'll give you the explanation if you want, if you stop yelling at me, alright?
You better.
We didn't think eternity would ever stop. What we thought was that eventually you would. Something would happen. We weren't 100% sure. We had a plan in mind, that's for sure, but quite frankly, I was a little less involved with all of the specific coming up with the details. I more so involved myself in whatever other way I needed to. But he puts his hands in his pockets again. We all figured that eventually your body, your spirit would wear out in some other way.
No.
Or at least that's what I figured.
No, the torment you shackled me with has no end.
Oof. Well.
Yeah, oof, pal. Ha!
Little Pete's right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Guy.
That's right. Back me up, little Pete.
Well, that's rough. He takes his arm, sort of like rests his head, leans back a little bit.
That's rough. That's all you have to say for yourself.
Listen, the entire scenario around what happened to you took a lot of convincing and finagling on any sides. There's a lot of different things with it, but whatever.
And you still went along with it. Following, I don't know, number 10, Heidi guy, the assassin, whatever his name was. I assume.
You really can't remember anyone, can you?
No. In fact, who the fuck are you? I need to add your real name to the list if I can.
Oh. Well,
but Pete also has memory issues sometimes.
Right. Well, know this very well. I am the Excellent, as it were. Real name. He thinks for a moment. Well, I suppose at this point, considering things have already gone a little bit differently than I was expecting, sure, why not? He clears his throat. Kisona Yonarro. Do whatever you can, if you can. Whatever's going on, things are certainly different than I was expecting, so.
If you remember your name, then first of all, what's the name of this thing? He pulls out his the excellent sword.
My beautiful sword, my prized possession, the everything, my right hand, my grateful weapon, everything that I put so much into. Death and taxes, now yours.
I see. And one more thing.
The
What?
scabbard catches the light in a brilliant way, as its name is dramatic. A fucking panel dropped, effectively, you know.
Yeah. And final question. What is my name?
Your name. Well, considering everything that's happened, and this is however much longer, it seems that by whatever means, I've been brought here, so I guess I'm here now. Couldn't hurt to tell you your own name. Mifune.
Mifune. He sort of mutters it to himself.
Your title all the way back then was... Oh, what exactly was it again? He, takes a moment sort of, like, dramatically postulating, almost as if he's trying to, wait it out to, wait out the betrayed's, breath, his patience. The Blade of the Heavens?
Nice.
I think that sounds bullshit. Ain't no way that geezer's that cool of a name.
Oh, quite frankly, it was a rather cool name.
Either in title or real name, because Mifune slaps kind of hard if Pete had to put forward a... No, he kind of looks like a Mifune to Little Pete. A little bit. Shut up.
The betrayed is just sort of keeps looking back to the puppet guy, but he keeps expecting to be like a figment of his imagination, or like, you know, like some kind of random thing that's gonna like leave when he looks away. And then he keeps looking back and seeing that it's there and it's still talking.
Right. Well, here's another question. We know we're in Fight City. Is there a... do you know at all, like, what country, what's going on that front, where exactly Fight City is? I mean, I guess I can ask you, looks the Puppet Pete.
Puppet Pete seems to be ignoring you now.
Oh, come on.
Puppet Pete is upset. The betrayed, question mark, sort of seems to look around and say, I don't really know. Once I realized how pointless keeping up with everything was, I sort of stopped really keeping track of things. My mind is... He sort of grabs his head. It's still a maze. A fog. So honestly, I've got no idea.
Well, it really looks like...
But now that I do have a goal, sort of brandishes Kisona's blade, maybe I'll be able to get a piece of myself back.
Well, considering at this point, he, like, looks around. Really seems like everything we did a number. Worked pretty damn effectively, I suppose. Not that that isn't to be expected with our caliber of expertise, but... regardless, he sort of waves his hand around.
Despite that that caliber of expertism or whatever, in the end, I still outlasted all of you. At least I'm pretty sure. I haven't heard anything about any 10 assholes running around.
Well, from what I could gather, put it frank, that was part of the idea, but he, puts his...
Wait a second, how did you die?
He thinks for a second. Right. If I'm here, I'm not... I certainly can't recall an event of me dying. Last thing I remember is the thing that we did to you. So looks like there's something that neither of us know about.
Puppet Pete forces the door open, grabs a pizza, and then just sits on the trash can watching you.
Of course.
You know, I could tell from the moment that you swung that sword that it was most likely you. I was confused at first, but really all made sense when you did that. He looks over Mifune again. How's time treated your skill, huh? Still Master Swordsman?
Master Swordsman, you should have known that what you did took away, I don't know, my ability to do really anything. Shows his liver, points to his liver again. You see many sword wounds.
Listen, at that point, he, like, stops leaning against the side of this building, which he was already partially phasing through anyway. At that point, that might be partially your own damn fault. We didn't put Curse of Kill Your Liver on you.
I mean, you said you didn't really know how it worked. You might have.
Listen, something makes me doubt that that was a hidden clause or something in our whole thing we did. You know, it was pretty specific. I'm pretty sure. He scratches his head.
You think?
Listen, I'll be honest with you. The entire mumbo-jumbo of how everyone else figured out exactly how we were doing what we were doing, that wasn't my part of it. My part of it was contributing as needed.
Of course. A fool with a bunch of fancy toys.
Well...
That's what I remember you as. So, sort of stretches again with this old man posture.
Hey,
it's time for me to take him back.
Oh, yeah, well, if I am really dead or whatever, it looks like I can't do much to stop you. At least reaches again, phases through the betrayed. Seems not. Could you at least wear that robe with a little more respect?
Now Puppet Pete does have to interject. Puppet Pete is cold and has no clothes, and that looks like a very good jacket, as you're pointing out. Roll initiative.
That's not the right initiative. Sorry.
Oh, Puppet Pete, I thought you loved our good pal over here.
Yeah, I was ambivalent. Anyway, what are you gonna do for it?
We've already proven that I can't affect anything, so your job, you finish it.
Having you around is gonna be a curse, maybe even worse than everything else.
Actually, can I leave? He, thinks for a moment. Can I just walk away? He's gonna try floating around.
I'd say you get to about, I don't know, 10 spaces before you hit a hard limit.
Yeah, just, let's say we get to... Damn it. No, fine. I'm your new best friend now. Guess I'm always here.
So it seems like
don't know.
It seems like the old man, Puppet Pete starts, that's a little Puppet Pete of his own! Little Pete finishes. Fascinating, beautiful. Anyway, put your fucking dukes up.
Sure.
Maybe stop putting your dukes up, Puppet Pete, thanks. Holy shit, Zanza.
So do I get 16 turns because it was a crit?
So, what is the 2 exclamation points in that mean? Out of curiosity, I've only ever seen exploding with 1 exclamation point.
It determines whether or not how. It has to do with how it's added together. It doesn't affect the fact that it explodes on the 10.
Gotcha, that's fun.
As I understand, the difference is that if you have it separately, then it is technically 10 plus the next result plus the next result, whereas 2 exclamation marks makes the final result be considered what the exploding result was.
Alright, so what proficiency does that put you at first to confirm?
6.
Give me a second. I don't... okay, I know you
I don't get
you're
anything.
7, right. I'll say just roll another d10 for your turns.
Alright.
Jesus Christ, Sansa, holy shit.
The betrayed is done fucking around.
You have 14 actions to take. As
Yeah.
Kisona, usually whenever you'd seen him do this before, you just kind of tuned back in, quote unquote, at the end result. You actually see how this fucking works for once.
Oh,
And
this
it's,
is what he's been doing
weird.
the whole time?
It's so weird seeing it just as there's a flash of pink and the world surrounding you as you feel time distorted. So, betrayed, that was a sword slash, I presume?
Well, that was a...
Oh, right, that was the D10. Okay, so yeah, 14 actions.
Time distortion. Time stopping? Really, that's it the whole time? How's that fair?
It wasn't distorting time, it was using time within time. I only said it in Proverbs, but you were like, oh no, he's just talking nonsense. He's just talking mumbo jumbo. Nobody ever listens to old Mifune, I guess. Doesn't matter. So I'm gonna use the fact that I can use the excellence blade in this. So I will start off with a slash with that from death and taxes. Nope. Let's see. Action number 2. I will try again. There we go.
Yeah, you sink directly into Puppet Pete's shoulder. You've drawn.
I assume
blood,
there's no money to take from him.
There is no net worth on this man, indeed. You are correct.
That's what I figured. Alright, well, actually, shit, we started combat. I forgot. I need to roll a
yeah,
D10
let's see who Pete gets. Oh, you know what? Give me a D2, actually.
Okay.
Okay, so it is Pete. If you'd rolled a 1, little Pete would have gotten it.
I see. Alright, that is... the foreigner.
I see. Gotcha. In the moment before you fucking start time, Puppet Pete thinks, John poisoned that pizza. Puppet Pete's stomach feels weird. And then fucking time bends in space.
Yeah. Alright, just assume all my other attacks deal 4 damage. 4.
Yep.
4. That's a miss. Sure. Let's go again. So here's an attack for 6, and then 4, and then 4, and then I don't know if you think that's a hit or not.
I would say no. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, no. You're at base, so you don't get your modifier. So it was 6,
Yep.
4, 4 on that one, right?
Yep.
All right. I would say it's that much. All right.
That's just a miss. Action number 5. That's a miss. Action number 6. That's a miss. Action number 7. Now that you get to see this, you also get to see how the curse just makes it absolutely impossible for him to do anything. Alright, action number 7.
Yep.
Or 8. I think.
That's another 6. Yep.
6. That's it. Action number 9. Nothing. Action number 10. Is that a hit?
I'll say so, yeah, for 1.
Alright, continued for an attack for 4. And then a miss. Action number 11. Miss. Action number 12. Is it that?
Yep. You get you training at least, yeah.
Yep. 4.
Yo.
Stabs himself in the liver.
Wow, it really is just magnetized there, huh?
I know! Action number 12.
Yep, you can deal your 6.
6. Action number 13. I assume that's a miss.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Action number 14. 6.
Yep.
4. 4. That was action number 15, right?
You had 14 actions, right?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Let's see. Okay, yeah.
I forgot what I was at. Yep.
Oh, we'll say that's it. Then, yeah, I know. As you fucking cavalcade of slashes, time goes back, and Puppet Pete has been cut literally in half. Little Pete looks down. Well, fuck! I was possessing this fucking dumbass's puppet, and now he is fucking dead! What the fuck, dude?
He asked for a fight. I did it.
You know, that's fair, I guess. I gotta find another fucking home. The puppet literally is fucking walking on its own. You beat the combat. You took him from... I made his max stamina the same as yours, 26. You took him down to negative 23.
Double his fucking stam.
The betrayed is going to grab little Pete and stuff him in the robe.
Hey, be careful with that one. If he possesses you, that means I'm stuck to him now. I'd rather be stuck to you.
As you do indeed stick him in the robe, and he's immediately gone.
Relax, you're your weird trinket power or whatever made it so that the things you had were, like, under your influence somewhat. That'll probably be fine.
You have my epithet too?
Oh, yeah. Mifune, sort of reaches out and tries to summon... I guess, could we say that this is how he gets the soap?
You can choose what you pull out, so if you want the soap, sure.
He pulls out the soap.
I guess I'll add Little Pete to your inventory.
Yeah, I don't know what he does.
Oh,
but...
so what? You're gonna make Lil Pete better, huh? Is that what you're gonna do? Increase his quality?
I don't know.
Of course. He looks around, testing, puts hand in fire, feels nothing, takes a step back. Now Ballast, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume not. I want to ask, right? All the funky the funky scars and junk Mifune's got on his chest. I don't do I recognize that specifically, or
I like you. It was kind of like pseudo creeping out from his body when it happened, but then his body, you know, evaporated and presumably was reincarnated somewhere else. So not really. No, not that much. No.
Right. What is all of? He like walks over. All of that, by the way, like motions his hand around like the betrayed's like I don't even like I guess I would describe it as scarring, right? That he has.
Yeah.
Those are not normal scars, nor are they something I remember you having before.
Well, I've had him for as long as I can remember, which is not very far. See, look, he sort of pokes one. Ow.
Hurts, huh?
We still kind of hurt. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you care about giving Puppet Pete a proper burial or anything, but in the case that you do or you don't, he...
Wahoo.
He takes a moment.
Oh, you know what? Give me a second. I'm an entire fool. Give me a second.
Yeah. I'll give you an entire second.
Yeah, Pete. Yeah. Do it.
Let me just.
Yeah.
Understood.
Understood.
What's this? It's not my fault that, you know, he fought me, and then he's like, yo, Duke, bring up your dukes, and then, like, 10 seconds passed, and, like, he was gone. He was like, you know.
I mean, he did challenge you. That's true. I'm not sure if all of that was necessary. Looks to Puppet Pete. Both messy and also, like, a little overboard. But, at least I appreciate the show, like, the show itself.
I will say, Kisona, you are entirely aware, well, he wasn't necessarily always, like, stepping up to a fight. If someone threatened him, like, actually challenged him to a life or death duel, this basically is always how it ended up. Maybe not maybe not unintentionally this brutal, but this is the effect of if you went up to try and if you, like, hey, I'm gonna take your spot, fight me. This is what happened after a few seconds.
Yeah. Same as ever, I guess. Well, looks like I'm stuck here with you now. I don't know how long that's going to be, or any of the other specifics around it past. It's definitely a result of what we did, but I'm here. Where are we going? I don't want to stay, like, still here. I'm like, bored already. What are we doing? Where are we going?
Right, yeah. There's a, like, strong, green-haired guy. He has food. I just gotta find him.
Can I even eat food anymore? Do I need it?
Kisona,
not.
Kisona, at the way he says this, you look back at Puppet Pete, and for a second you're like, he's been forgetful. Is that can't be it, right? That he looks at the pizza box. He didn't just kill the guy he's talking about, right?
Well, that guy wasn't very strong, but I mean, I guess like compared to other people, he could, you know, strong's a relative term, in fact. But...
Similarly, the problem is, Food Ice one-shot him before you could see what he'd do. You don't know what Puppet Pete was capable of, man.
Puppet Pete could have been anyone. He could have even been Puppet Pete.
No reference for who Puppet Pete was.
Yeah. Oh,
and yeah, sorry, you go ahead.
No, just all right. Strong, green-haired guy. Food testing.
All right, and as this samurai and his buddy cop duo would stride through a city of sheer havoc, there's probably maybe one more person that he cuts up. Maybe they die, maybe they don't. But we'll find more out about that on a later day. As he strides through a city not reminiscent of home, it's too modern, but the fighting over territory, the fighting over being who you are, and food and survival, honestly, it kind of reminds you both of home. Just a bit.
Just a tad.
Yeah. Well, the difference is that for Kisona, it might be a nostalgic feeling. For Mifune, I imagine that was the kind of stuff that, you know, he formed the elusive 11 to, like, put an end to, you know?
I will specifically mention, Mifune might be misremembering it. Kisona can confirm. The elusive 11 was a thing that had existed in the country, like, for a long time. And y'all had taken seats in it for your generation.
Okay, we were just members.
Yeah, it's an in and out thing. It's not like something that any specific thing had created, at least in your time.
Alright.
But, as we zoom out on this half of the globe, within the vaguely North American continent, we move to a different continent, to a place of a different person, who is, well...
These fuckers.
What?
The fucking portal mantises, I fucking...
Is this playing?
I hear the I hear the ambiance. Yeah.
All right. It just okay. In my own volume.
It's very quiet.
Yeah. As we go into a country, well, of which is their home. It's been a long time since either of them have been here. And monsters, it is a homeland too, as well. Some of them, of course, this current, I don't want to say nest, but at least a few of these Eraser Manti have finished hunting for the night for themselves. Some of them are drinking from a pond, and one of them is, it's eating some flesh of some creature, maybe human, maybe not. Who's to say for sure that they had just finished hunting? And it's at this point that a distortion in, well, reality occurs on a very grand scale. And on the microcosm of how grand that scale is, someone gets, well, quite frankly, dropped. And they fall to the ground, just showing up. The Manti raise their heads in confusion, and look to the thing, the person, perhaps, that is now fallen upon this place, and shittering, and raise their scythes to attack. And the person, they look around, they study their surroundings, they stand up quite swiftly, in fact, and they think for a moment of, as these creatures swipe at them, they effortlessly dodge, almost like not even acknowledging their existence. They think to themselves, how long has it been? When am I? Where am I? Oh no, I have so much work to do. But, you know, they think to themselves, they smile, a deep smile. Well, you know, at least it's good to be back home. They sit down on this rock. They think, I did die before I was supposed to. It was a problem, but I'm back now. It's good. Everything's great. The creatures continue to try and attack, and it seems at this point, it's been so long since I've been able to just deal with anything like this. The individual just raises a hand slowly and swiftly, and all of the creatures are fucking eviscerated, blown in half. Feels good to be home. As we zoomed out of a samurai returning to a sense of familiarity, being reborn at the day, we also have seen now a different samurai has been reborn on this day at night. Two sides of the same coin, some might consider. And that's all we really have to say on this time, our time of the short story of the.
What do you mean?
Or Pune, as it were.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Listen, man. As you know, some things got shifted around recently, and that means that I've decided to make changes of my own.
Oh my god. Of course, understandable considering that, things happened, but, that's a little scary.
Yeah.
Who could he be? I'm gonna have to think about this. Okay.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Aren't you a big fan of your new ghost buddy who gets to pal around with you wherever you go? Aren't you so excited?
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Come on, take it slow. We'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun.
Hell yeah.
I get to slowly take back anything and everything that you've gained and built, and take it for myself now.
Yeah. Which will I'm sure Kisona's gonna love that. I'm sure he'll love watching that happen in real time. And
you're gonna love the Betrayed with his alcohol keg, just getting it all over the room.
Oh, he's gonna love it. He'll adore that. Yeah.
And then the Betrayed's like, well, it's fine. He pulls out the soap and scrubs it, but that the damage happened.
Yeah, the damage happened. There's a chance that even one fucking molecule of that fucking alcohol is still on that.
Fun.
Very fun. Yeah. Well,
all right.
With all that being said and done, if you're new around here, you enjoyed yourself, and you want to know when, where, how, why, you can catch up with more of the things we're doing here on this Twitch channel, whether it's more DBA, other tabletop games, anything else for that matter. Make sure to join our Discord server. Find out, yo, there's the link. Whoa! Go there. Get notified when we're going live and what have you. And of course, thank you all for watching. Couldn't do this the way we do it without all of you. Always a great time showing this to you. And of course, big thank you to Zanza and Ballast for being here and being the primary forces behind this anyway. And with all that being said, one last thank you. Good night. And say goodbye to chat, everybody. Yow!
Goodbye, my